Oh, sorry. I'm not looking. I wasn't sure if I was ready or not. Do. Hello, everybody. All right, I think we're good. Sounds pretty good. You want to put this in your left ear? Sure. It's kind of cute. It's kind of like the Jim and Pam scene, but you know. You talk right into the microphone. I just turned it all the way up.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah?
I hope so.
I think we're in business.
I think we're in business. And now we're officially in business because if I didn't hit record there, woo, we'd be in trouble.
Oh yeah, that's definitely good.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's good. If anything, it's too good.
I mean,
You like that catch? That's on camera.
It's only going to get better from here. So we hope.
Let me close this bad boy out.
Close it out. You're going to be my reference guide for the all the draft stuff because nothing in here.
You're free balling.
I am free balling it here. How are you, by the way?
How are you?
It's actually only been 2 months, but it feels
like a long
it's
time.
been 2 years.
I feel like time. I missed you.
I know. It's just today I was thinking, well, we talk all the time.
Right.
But when was the last time I actually saw you? And
Exactly.
I think it was the
Since
last
the last time we
recorded.
recorded. I mean, you didn't say I missed you too, but that's fine.
I did. I did, and I do. I brought, I got you some. I brought you some like a little some.
You
gifty,
did. That
some
was
nifty
adorable.
Gifties
I like that.
from the. I think one episode, maybe in the regular season, we'll do like a little Maui Brewing beer because we can get it out here.
Nice. The Kona. I like the Kona. I think you introduced that one to me.
Yeah, Kona's good.
Yeah.
Different brand, but yeah.
I'm bringing up your draft. The Commander's draft.
Yeah. So this is 100% on me. We were supposed to record at least 2 other times, if not 3.
Oh, 100%.
And your boy had some stuff going on. So
Right.
I botched that one.
Little
big time. A different studio.
Life sometimes just happens.
We would have done the draft. And if I had gotten back when I was supposed to get back, we would have done the draft. But that 10, 11-hour delay coming back home.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Yep.
And then we had cake. I think that the cake was the first part because they had already said that they were going to have cake.
Uh-huh.
But then it was like, because it got delayed, like, I don't know if we're going to do cake. I was like, I can't record anyway. I'm fucking tired of shit. But
Right.
we ended up doing cake.
There is a thing where in certain cultures where you cannot, it is superstition not to celebrate a birthday past the birthday or too early.
At least in Hawaiian culture, they will not celebrate early.
Early, okay.
So, I will do that. But I'm also not Hawaiian, so.
That's right. You're going to do it this year.
Yeah, it'll be on the 31st.
Yeah.
The next day. Who knows? Maybe I make it. Maybe I don't. we just don't know.
Don't walk under any ladders or break any mirrors.
See, you got yours up. I'm like.
I think I'm doing it right.
I don't know.
This is new too. This is all new.
I know. Well,
it's awesome.
I had these arms and I never used them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after I had the stand that broke.
Yeah.
Now you found stands.
Yeah.
I was like, when I moved, I'm like, let me try to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
I feel like this is comfortable.
It is. Well, especially once we figure out what the. Yeah. Yeah. Once we figure it out, I think we'll be good.
It's a little weird, I
guess. I might be doing it wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah. I guess Jessica.
You had it up. No, I think I always talked like this. I think I always had it like this.
Did you use it for your other programs?
Not these.
No, I didn't think so.
I think that's where I got them from, though.
Okay.
And I just was like, I can't figure this out. My brain doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then it was forced to work.
But I can hear myself okay in the headphones. So I figured it's going okay.
Sounds pretty good to me.
It does. It's great. So
what have you been doing in the last 2 months?
Let's see what we got here. I did take some notes. Just like off-season stuff as we're going. But okay.
Did you try this yet? Sorry.
I did not.
I jumped the gun.
No, that's good. If you want to kick us off with the beer of the week.
All right, let's do it. Our beer of the week on this off-season episode, our draft recap episode, is the Athletic Brewing Ripe Pursuit Lemon Radler 90 cal. I'll be honest, the aftertaste is intense.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Really, that aftertaste doesn't I feel like it sits on your tongue hard.
It's like it's a lemon rattler, so it makes sense that tastes like lemonade.
It's too sour. It's too sour. I feel like if you went light on the lemon,
yeah,
I might be into it. I'm also not like a lemon fan.
Not a lemon guy.
Not really. Not into it. But anyway,
sorry. That's the beer of the week.
Another athletic.
Another athletic. Still on the NA train. I haven't had one in a little while myself.
Like an athletic or just really?
Yeah. At my beer fridge, someone, I won't say who.
Don't say who.
I don't know who did it, but someone hit the plug on my mini fridge in the garage, and it turned off.
Who do you think it could have been?
Probably Braden.
That would have been my guess.
Yeah.
But if it was the big fridge, I would have been like, that's an adult.
Yeah, he likes to work out with us in the garage, so I'm sure it probably happened during one of his moments. I reached in and they felt okay. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Wait, what were they? The Athletics?
Yeah, the Athletics and one or two real life beers.
Real life,
yeah.
The real boy beers.
The A's, the A beers, the A's.
I got these at Nicky's. I don't know when. I was there before I left. I'm like, let me see what they have. And they had these little joints.
Nice.
I don't really like them, but whatever.
Yeah.
Beer of the week.
Beer of the week.
If Athletic comes out with something, I feel like we just have to try.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway.
We're gonna make that chart one day. Is this season 3 or is this like an interlude episode?
That's a great question. No. See.
There was no answer.
Because I thought about it and I was like, no, because season, like the next season will be like the next season.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is just the
off-season episode, interlude.
It's a draft recap.
Yeah.
It's like when we did the special episode with Bronson. Shout out Bronson.
That's right. Shout out Bronson.
We did a special episode with Bronson. So this is just like a draft recap.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a season. It's just.
Should we call every special episode the Bro Mojo Show?
We could. In his honor.
Yeah, I like that. Bronson?
Well, if we win the championship, maybe he'll come back again.
When
we win the championship.
He'll come back.
Round 2.
I like that. Next question. Do you want to dress the same every episode?
That's the first thing you said was, we're wearing the same sweatshirt. It's been 2 months, but some things just don't change.
You have the...
the tie.
Yeah.
The
This
stringies.
is for Old Navy. I don't know about yours.
I think this is H&M, but I don't know. I've had it for so long, I'm not really sure.
That's fair.
I'm not 100%.
I just bought this recently. You asked what I've been up to. I bought some new clothes.
Did you?
Yep. I tried Stitch Fix.
What's that? Oh, I know that.
They send the stuff. They send it to you.
Yeah.
The outfits. And then it's $20
Yep.
for the box. First box is free.
Yep.
They send you the clothes. Try them out. And if you like them, you send back what you don't like. You keep what you do.
Yep.
And the $20 goes towards the outfits. And if you pick all of them, you get like 20% off or something. So
nice.
I got some new duds. Is that what they're calling them?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But but you actually went shopping for that one.
This one I did, yeah.
Oh.
I think I had the Celtics out when that was recorded. I bought this at BJ's.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. Good deal. Good
and
deal,
you just
sir.
went to a Woo Sox game.
I did just go to a Woo Sox game with the whole family. First one.
Stadium's nice though, right?
It was pretty nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I know.
We're sitting there and Jess is like, I'm just gonna say it. McCoy's better.
McCoy had a vibe.
Yeah.
McCoy had a vibe.
The spirals.
I
Watch your
know.
video, made me sad. They had the grass. That was they did the grass first, the berm, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
We walked around, did a circuit. It was fine. The general availability is cool where you can see it from everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
The new Yankee Stadium is like that, where it doesn't matter where you are, you can still see the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which is pretty neat.
It's just a shame because they'll never come back. It's gone.
Oh yeah, it's gone forever.
It's
long gone.
completely gone. When I droned that day of the stadium, I was like, it was depressing.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah,
For it's gonna be a high school though.
for a bit, I was like, when they first left, I was thinking, you know, wasn't really going anymore. But now I have children. Like, okay.
There's your excuse to go.
Yeah. But McCoy was a 25-minute drive, and Polar Park is a 35-minute drive. So it's really not bad.
It is nice. I went once. It's
But
a nice stadium, but
parking, not free.
no, there's garages around.
Yeah,
right?
we paid 50. So the tickets, I think it's $7 for general, $9 for the grassy area, which they don't check. So
Yeah.
whatever. So we
Yeah.
paid for that. Then we had to pay $15 for parking. Then we had to. All the food was really expensive. Pizza slice was like $8.50.
What?
They don't have, because it's Polar Park. They only have polar drinks. They don't have Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi.
So what do they have? They just
Polar,
have
all polar,
seltzers.
Polar, whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Polar makes soda.
I don't know if they make a cola. That's all I saw was Polar. Jess could not get a diet. She was not happy about it.
That's
Yeah, but then Braden did win us. He did like a little spin the wheel, and he won us tickets for another game. So
nice.
we'll be going back.
Yeah,
They
we'll
loved
have
it.
to go
The
back.
kids loved it. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's good.
But all in all, it was. I think I added. But we was, you know, the first time there, you don't really know what's. We'll plan ahead next time.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
which
yeah.
ones to eat, what places to eat at. We could probably put a soda in the baby bag. They're not gonna
Yeah,
know.
they ain't gonna know. They can't check your bags.
Yeah.
That spot that we ate at when we went to, what was it, SmackDown last year?
Mm.
That was a good spot.
Yeah, it was like right next to the DCU Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Which also, just saying, raw.
Are they coming back again?
Coming to Providence.
Really? When?
July 7th. Just,
That
you know,
sounds-
just,
yeah.
just sit on that for a second.
Okay.
But I think they're also coming to Boston for SmackDown, which I hate Boston. But in August, they're coming up
Okay.
to
The thing
Boston.
about when they go to those bigger cities, not that Providence is a big city, but they've had some good shows. That's when like the bigger stuff happens, like the bigger storylines.
Right.
Typically, you won't see, because like our SmackDown in Worcester was pretty good, but it wasn't like a, you know, like a
Yeah,
season
yeah.
finale episode. It's like more. It's like episode like 13 being a 22 season
Yeah,
episode
yeah.
season kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
AEW in Boston. I watched the show live, Dynamite, on Wednesday. That's tough. Wednesdays are tough.
Mm.
It was freaking awesome.
Really?
Awesome. Oh my god, it was so good. It was such a good episode. Such a good
Yeah.
episode.
I would like to go to one of those.
People think it was especially good because WrestleMania was that weekend, so they really like
Ended up.
They tried it. They tried hard, but it was like a NWO ass ending. It was really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you keep up on AEW outside of that?
Yeah, I if I'm going to watch it, I will typically watch AEW over
Really?
WWE. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think because they're on Netflix now, I actually will watch.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Raw.
you get
I can't watch it. I don't have
That's
cable.
true. That's a good point. Yeah.
'Cause you do the YouTube TV, right?
YouTube TV. Yeah. But I like Dynamite. I like and I watched some WrestleMania this year.
Mm.
We watched night one together last year, right?
Yeah.
But there's so many ads now. It's so
Yeah.
you watch the UFC now. The TKO is like
Yeah.
like everything is just ad.
And even the ring, it's got
Yeah.
like all the sponsorships and whatnot.
Yeah.
They were talking about that with Stone Cold was on Helwani's podcast. And
I
they
saw
were-
some clips of that.
Yeah, he was talking about he's like, are you like an old school with that?
That's right. Yeah,
Because they're doing that behind the scenes show,
Yeah.
which is right up my alley. But from the kayfabe era, it's
Yeah.
also, I get,
I'm a little old school in that regard.
you
Keep
got to
it
be old
kayfabe.
school, but it's still like, I don't know. I feel like as kayfabe has somewhat diminished over the years,
Yep.
people still watch it. We still enjoy it.
Oh yeah, my whole thing when people say, wrestling's fake, it's like, Hugh Laurie wasn't really a doctor. You know that, right? McDreamy wasn't really a doctor. He's just a guy. He's an actor.
I got to make it a point because the other day,
Oh, here we go.
sorry. Because
No, it's good. That was not a negative. Here we go. So,
well, you'll understand because this is textbook Morris and Jess because of
Now I'm
what we were
curious.
watching. So
Okay.
Mel didn't know what to watch. So she said something about I'm scrolling. She was scrolling. She gave me the remote. She goes, I don't know what to pick. And then I'm scrolling. She says Housewives. And I'm like, I know. She wants to watch the Housewives show. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'm chilling at her house. So
Mhm.
put it on. The comparison of that versus like what wrestling
Mhm.
is a complete disrespect to what wrestling is. So it's like I know what you're going with, and I said that to her before I watched it. I used your line. I was like, Oh, it's like kind of like wrestling for us.
Mhm.
And then I watched. At least these guys are athletic. There's good acting. There's storylines. There's entertainment. There's
Mhm.
commentary. There's a full production.
Mm.
That stuff is just pure trash.
Yeah.
There's just like these no-name hag ladies.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
don't-
what they do, who they are, and it's just all they do. It's like they do nothing, but they just have to be around each other and argue.
I can do up to a certain point of those shows, like the Netflix ones. They're just, but now I have a few feelings on this whole thing. These newer ones, all these people just want to become like internet influencers. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
they want to
yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
None of that stuff. Sometimes you get like the person you can usually tell who's genuine, who's not, like who actually wants to date someone and who just wants to increase their
Sure.
follower count.
Mhm.
The housewives, I will draw the line at that one. I can't do that one.
It's so bad.
Like the fake celebrities, I have no interest in that. I can't even like
Yeah.
watch it on the side. Like some Jess's, she'll watch them and I'll always be there, like adding my commentary, haha.
Yeah, yeah.
And then sometimes I get a little bit into it, but that one I cannot get into at all.
It's the love shows. I don't
Yeah.
like them either. But we've watched.
It's tears. We're talking about tears.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. And Housewives is got to be bottom of the barrel. I'm like, the fact that was even a comparison of like, oh,
Mhm.
it's like trash TV, but
Yeah.
that's like, I'm sure the Love Is Blind is shit.
Yeah.
It's got to be better than
Yeah,
that. That
right,
is
right.
pure dog shit.
Yeah. I usually just say like she's like, oh, she's watching the trash, and the text message is already coming in. I can freaking see it now.
What did she say?
I haven't read it yet. She might if she's watching. I was whenever she's like, I just say like, oh, I can't complain about you watching your trash because I watch wrestling.
Sure.
But
Giant butt. Capital.
huge capital B, wrestling at its finest.
That's what I'm
Poetry.
saying. I'm
Poetry.
like, I just watched Raw this week
Mhm.
and like the full thing, and to compare that to the trash that I was watching is the planning and storyline and production and acting and athleticism. It's like I get it's fake, but
Yep.
there there's tears.
Jessica's favorite reality show is 600-Pound Life. My 600-Pound Life. The best of the best reality. I can't do that. It makes me physically uncomfortable.
I've seen clips.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's rough. I used to years ago. What the Hoarders? Hoarders. I got so into
Oh, God,
Hoarders
that would stress me out.
because it gave me agita, and that's like that's not me.
Just reminds me
Other
of-
than that little like thing right there, that's because I don't have the space.
Right.
But otherwise,
Yes, that's fair.
that show like they had a guy that he'd save like he had to wear like the pens, and they saved like used pens, wouldn't throw them away.
Wow.
Yeah. What?
No thanks.
What that smell like?
Gross.
Anywho,
Yeah.
now that we're caught up,
Yes, now we're caught up on the last 3 months.
the last 3 months, I missed Mania too. Both nights. I heard night one was not great, except for the triple threat.
Yeah, that's accurate. I didn't watch. I watched most of night one. Then I missed most of night two. I did catch the main event, and it was awful.
Cena.
Yeah. And Travis Scott showed up. I don't even know who that guy is. I know
He's a rapper.
he's a rapper.
Yeah.
I know there was an incident where people at a show like tragically died. But other than that, I don't know. I couldn't name a song of his.
Well, you don't. I mean, we already know.
I can name things. I can't name his stuff. I
Bro,
don't know. Who
I
he is.
could. I could probably name more like characters from like fantasy movies than you can songs.
What's so funny is so you text me if I was watching the Royal Rumble. Oh no, or was it Elimination Chamber? You're like, are you watching? And I was like, oh, I was gonna turn it on soon to see the Elimination Chamber at the end. But then I think you're like, oh, it's already over. Like the main match already happened. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I turned it on, and I kid you not, the second I turned it on was John Cena kicking Cody Rhodes in the dick.
Really?
Yeah. The second I turned it on, dick kick.
I love the way The Rock did instead of
Yeah.
it just going like
Yeah,
that,
he
he
does
just did it so, like
He's an actor. That's an actor's
his
thing.
fingers didn't care. And then he didn't show up ever again.
No, that was a weird thing. I thought he was going to show up at the end of Mania, and he just never did.
I'm assuming Cody is now on a break, right? Is this
Was he not? I don't know. He's a SmackDown guy, right?
Oh, that's true. I don't watch SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would assume that if they're gonna strip him of the belt, it's like Reigns. Like, well, now you can go take time off
Yeah. Maybe.
while Cena does his storyline.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too with WWE with like the part-time guys, and they're there and they're sometimes there, sometimes not. It just annoys me. But yeah, I'll typically watch AEW every once in a while on a Wednesday. I'll be watching it, and Jess will come and be like, "Oh, I'm watching it. Yeah.
What are you watching your
Yeah.
show?
Yeah.
You trash.
Oh, what is this?" And it's always the women. And she's like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And the women are some of the best parts on AEW because the best stories.
When I was watching,
I read it for the articles. But the Timeless Tony Storm, Mariah May storyline was probably the best storyline like throughout all the companies in the last year or so.
I don't keep up with.
Yeah.
But I do. Moxley's there and whatnot, so I think that's cool.
Yep.
But I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was
Sorry.
gonna say. No, it's all right.
Oh, there comes a text message.
What was I gonna say? Oh no, I don't know what I was gonna say.
Oh god.
What the fuck? I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
It'll come back to you.
Moving on. And we should probably do another episode in at least a couple weeks because the schedule release comes out on the 14th.
Oh yeah.
So we should think
about that. Okay.
Some matchups and stuff. Maybe we're doing a little joint practice.
If that happens,
We're going.
we're there.
We have to go.
We're already first we're already there. I'm going either way. But if we're there, you're there.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going. And then the preseason game. Oh, I'm going.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, we'll table that for when that comes out.
Sure.
Anyway, did you watch the draft?
I did.
Did you like your pick?
I
William P. Campbell.
P
His name? I always put P. I always put P in the middle of people's names if I don't know.
It is Will Campbell. I'm assuming it's William. Well, it's so funny, that little thing of get to know Will Campbell. And they're saying, oh, what's any nicknames? And he goes, oh, I got a couple like this, that, William. I'm like, dude, that's just your name. Your nickname is Will. Your real name is William.
Yeah.
Loved it.
But was that the same guy that you were worried about because of the arm length?
That's what a lot of people, that was what the hubbub on the street was his arms are a little shorter.
Yeah.
And but it's not the arm length I think is a concern, is his wingspan is shorter than average.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because you read about this stuff, and that's I'm not an expert, so I hear about it, I read about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then Joe Thomas came out, said, not a concern. He has the same arm length as him.
He would know.
Right? Yeah, seriously. No, but the guy on the internet who's like, oh, this 33 and a half. Like, what are you, an expert now? I never heard about arm length for an offensive line in my entire life.
No, not until
But
this.
I'm sure it's been out there. But then there was also some weird stuff where the combine measurements were shorter than the Senior Bowl measurements. And then the other offensive lineman came out and said he wasn't worried about it. Whitman was his name for the Rams. He's on Thursday Night Football.
Oh yeah.
And he said it wasn't a concern for him. So that's what really sealed the deal because they know better than anyone, and they're both probably Hall of Famers.
Hey, he played at LSU. You know he's going up against top talent.
Yep.
How did he play in college?
Right. Yeah, he gave up.
Was he like? I mean, if we did T-Rex,
right? But it's also like
different.
When you're an offensive lineman, do you block like this?
That's what I mean. Your arms are going to be. I mean,
it's all about footwork, athleticism, which he has.
You could be right up to me, but if I'm jamming you here, what does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. And he also he's just balls. Like his attitude is just awesome. His quote about like I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna die. He's literally said he's gonna die.
In New England, you might.
Yeah, that's true.
I did like that he had the homage to his teammate that passed away.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was kind of nice. He was pretty sad about that.
Yeah, and they gave in LSU they give up the number 7 to like the best playmaker. Like Jamar Chase wore it.
Yeah.
But he's an offensive lineman, so he can't wear that number or wherever that decal was. So he wore it like on his jersey. So they gave it to the left tackle, a playmaker like number.
No shit.
Yeah, because he's just awesome. And you know we've been chasing that dragon for a long time. I messed up when I was trying to do my arm length thing. We've been chasing that left tackle. It just went down a little bit.
There's a knob here to tighten that.
We have been chasing the left tackle dragon.
Yeah.
Since like 2016, and I am tired of it. So it's time that we.
Well, with the number, you had 4. You had 4, right? Did you have the number 4 pick?
Yeah, should have been 1, but it was 4.
But I mean, you got the guy though.
Yeah, we
left
got the
tackle
guy.
is
the guy
like
we want.
you know.
Yes. And
Number one thing.
I'm an old school guy where it's like inside out, like build the line 1st,
Mhm.
protect Drake May. We had a really good free agent class on the defensive side, so we really rolled into the front with the offensive line, with the offensive side of the ball in the draft. And you guys took a tackle with your pick too, right?
Yeah, 29.
Yeah.
He's young, but I mean, they're thinking that maybe he could start at right tackle or
Mhm.
right guard.
Was he
And-
Oregon? Left tackle from Oregon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they said, with Tunsil, obviously he's your left tackle.
Right.
When he's done, this kid could move
Yeah.
over. So he'll
Okay.
get experience playing guard or right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
They said, I mean, he's really young. If you've seen his face,
No.
he looks so young. But they were pretty high on him. Apparently, there was a video that came out with Adam Peters where Cliff Kingsbury wrote a note and put on his desk, "Take the kid from Oregon," and then they ended up getting him because he was there. So that worked out. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm trying to do it like yours.
Give it a. Well, push this
Yeah,
part
that's
down.
What I wanted.
That's what I wanted. There you go. Push that part down. Push this piece down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm good.
There you
I
go,
got
and
you.
then-
I
all
got
right.
you. I got it.
New technology here.
I know.
we
I'm
have
so sorry.
podcast
I
arms.
should have done it beforehand. I apologize. That's why it's an off-season show.
I mean,
We're figuring things out.
it's like a first.
This is nice though because I can sit back.
Yeah, you can move it in.
Oh my God.
Do whatever you want. Feel comfortable. It's not like the last time I had the broken thing. I think the last 2 episodes we did, I had to hold the fucking thing.
Yeah. I guest starred on the Codex Prime podcast on Tuesday.
Shout
For the-
out
for the-
Codex Prime podcast.
Yeah. Shout out.
But fuck the Cowboys.
Yes. I did. I guest starred, and they had the same thing. They had 3 stands, and they had one that they had a broken one, and I had to hold it.
Although we did it. I think we had to do that with Bronson.
And we
right?
did. Yeah,
Did he have to hold one?
he sure did.
And he had no headphones.
That as well.
That's just because the headphone jack didn't work.
That's right. It wasn't our fault. It
Whatever.
wasn't our fault.
Whatever. I'm not the one who didn't reach out to us in the 19 years.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But yeah, tackle. I think they were thinking, you got Jaden. You got to protect him at all costs. Protect that man. You guys already have the weapons on offense. Protect him.
Yeah, I mean, when they traded for Debo, they got
Yeah.
Terry.
Right.
They signed back Noah Brown. They got Ertz again.
I think it's you get the quarterback and then you just want to go for the sexy pick. You just want it. You're like, oh, now hook him up with a Tet McMillan. Well, whatever. He was already gone, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a hot young stud
Excuse me. Yep.
on the offensive side of the ball. And you, in my opinion, you should just protect the kid.
Well, that's why I have full trust and faith
Yeah.
in the group that we have. Because there was other big news for Washington.
Yeah.
Not to jump off the draft, but
Yep.
going back to D.C., baby, at the old RFK site.
How do you feel about it being a dome?
I don't love that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
There's talk about maybe it would be retractable or something. I don't love the dome aspect, but also financially, it's like
They want to do stuff year round.
they want to do stuff year round. They want the Super Bowl. It's
Right.
a little bit weird.
Yeah. Like we're never going to the Patriots will never get the Super Bowl. New York got it
No.
that one year. They got a little lucky because it was like 50 degrees, I think.
Yeah, that was a gamble, though.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because I think it snowed like the next day or 2 days
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it.
And that was only because it was New York. Like Foxborough was not going to get it
No.
because it was New York.
Right. And people complain. I don't love domes at all. I'm a big proponent of the weather stuff. Some people don't like it. They complain. Oh, I want to see the best teams play the best teams in the best weather. But to me, that's part of the game is weather and how you acclimate to it. I love a good snow game. Shit's awesome.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Remember the old like San Francisco games with the mud and shit?
Disgusting.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love that. I would just have to make peace with it.
The Browns are talking about a dome too. It's like, come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
I don't like
You're in
it.
the NFC North. Come on. I mean, AFC North. Come on.
But then there's places like in Buffalo. If Buffalo ever did a dome, they still not getting the Super Bowl because the weather around that area is so bad.
Oh, yeah, they're not-
People
yeah.
can't fucking travel
Yeah.
in there.
I think it's not going to be a dome from what the last I read of
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But it's $3.8 billion.
Yep.
I think the Harris Group is doing something where they're getting $2.7 billion
That's a lot.
to fund the
Mhm.
whole thing. I mean,
Yep.
they paid 6.1 for the team, and then a few
Mhm.
years later, they're going to invest that much
Yeah.
money. So
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I always appreciate Kraft is that there was no public money whatsoever for Gillette. They did some infrastructure improvements, which they should have, Route 1 and all that. I get that. But even now, they're doing the new training facility and all that. No money's going into that. They did
Yeah.
all the lighthouse stuff. They probably should have done the training stuff before the lighthouse rebuild, but whatever. Um, like the Titans, whose stadium opened 2 years before ours, are already getting a new stadium or talking about getting a new stadium. It's like, bro, it's been 20 years, 25 years. Chill.
Yeah, but when did Gillette open?
2001.
2001.
Yeah. And Titans opened 99.
I mean, Washington was, I want to say 97.
Yeah. These
But
things ain't that old.
But I know it says like 20 years. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy that all that money for just a 20-year investment.
Yeah.
It sounds a long time. It's not really.
Mm.
You put all that money in, and it's just that's it.
Yeah.
20 years. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
And now Gillette is part of like that ecosystem. Like it's the whole, everything's there. And I think in some places it's showing its age, like the training area but they built the new one. I mean, did we talk about the report cards for the
Yeah.
so they get like an F on their what's it called? And the new coaching staff is letting the content team actually film inside, which is neat. So you got to see some clips of them working out, and it does look like a high school workout facility.
Yeah.
So, but they're getting a new one next year.
Well, that's good though.
Yeah.
They were showing about like Will Campbell, what LSU's locker room
Yeah.
looks like with the
Yes.
fucking lounge bed and shit. Like it's a little different with the Patriots,
Yeah.
but. I like the fact that they're gonna go back to RFK. It wipes this whole thing
Completely clean.
gone.
So
Goodbye.
RFK, is it empty now? Is it like an empty area now? Are they gonna knock it down?
No,
or build on
RFK
it?
is still up.
Uh-huh.
They're in the process of doing the demo.
Gotcha.
From what I understand, that they would start early next year. They would hope to have it open 2030 would be their first season there.
Okay. That's not that far away.
The only other thing which wouldn't affect me, because if I went to a game, it'd be like a one-off.
Yep.
There's limited tailgating because I think there's supposed to be only
I
like
saw that.
8,000
Yeah.
parking spots. So you'd have to do like a parking garage or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's not like tailgate heavy. But it's going to be the same thing where I think they're going to do housing and shops, kind of like Gillette.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be like a one-stop shop.
Yeah. And that's why I'm hesitant for the Rhode Island Football Club. When I don't want to go to the game right away. I want to see what the situation's like with parking and walking there and all that, and see how that shakes out before I pull the trigger on one of those games.
Because there's still a lot of construction over there, if you look.
Yeah, and I think they're doing the next part of all that. They're doing housing there too, so they're gonna talk about that next thing. But yeah, it's still not an ideal spot, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if you park on the other side of the bridge and walk. That's kind of a far walk.
They set up a map where it's like you can park here, and it's a 15-minute walk from here and a 5-minute walk from here and all that. So
I could walk there from here, but it's a little bit of a walk.
how far?
Probably about 25 minutes.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not bad. I'll just park here.
You could do that.
Yeah, let's go.
We'll
Wanna
walk
go?
to the game. I think they open up this weekend, don't they?
Yeah.
First game.
Is it the 5th? It's the 5th, 4th or 5th.
Third or fifth or something. Yeah.
And then they're playing the Revs the week after, or Wednesday or something like that.
Gillette.
No, they're playing here.
Oh,
I
they're
think.
playing here.
Yeah. So they do the the U.S. Open Cup,
Okay.
which is all divisions of soccer. So MLS plays in it, USL, United Soccer League plays in it.
What division are they in?
They are in the USL Championship, which is Tier 2. So MLS is Tier 1, USL Championship's Tier 2, USL League 1 is Tier 3, USL League 2 is Tier 4.
This is like, for me, it's as confusing as boxing with all the promoters. When you talk about mixed martial arts, yes, there's other organizations, but it's like UFC. That's it.
Bellator still around?
Bellator got bought out by PFL, and I predict they'll be out of business.
Gotcha. Just think of it as a pyramid. That's all it is. It's a pyramid. At the top, MLS, right under
And
that.
how is a pyramid shaped again?
I got to make a
It's
few
like
calls.
Is it the four sides?
Well, I've heard a lot of Coco Melon songs.
Is it like a dodecagon?
What shape is it? It's funny. We sing that song, what shape is it? And I go, it's got 12 sides. It's got 12 corners. I'm like, that's as high as I can go. That's a decagon.
That's a dodecagon. Can you say that again? Nope. That's a throwback from 23 years ago.
Oh, my God.
Yao Ming.
Oh my god.
I don't know why I keep drinking this. It's not good.
Oh, I actually don't hate it. I like it. What was I just
Take
talking
those
about?
other two with you.
Oh, they're trying. Yeah. So they mirrored after England. So they have
Okay.
the Premier League, which is one, and then they have EFL, which is the English Football League. What they call it, Championship.
Mm-hmm.
EFL League One, EFL League Two. You with the hand.
But is that, are they all in the same organization, or is this like NFL, UFL?
They all used to be,
Okay.
but then the Premier League broke away to become Tier 1. It's only 20 teams. But they still do promotion relegation between Premier League and EFL. But EFL is one thing, but the English Premier League is a separate entity because they wanted to get all the TV contracts and all that.
So the Premier League is all the big
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, it's the 20 best teams, essentially. But like Liverpool is
Yeah.
in the Premier League.
Right.
Manchester United, they're never going to get relegated. But I think they were tired of sharing money with lower teams.
Now, would they ever expand that?
No.
No,
It was it happened in the 90s when they broke away from
Oh,
the EFL.
okay.
I think it's EFL. But they like all the 20 teams. Well, they all share. So like they all share the media TV rights evenly across the board.
Mhm.
So like when you get relegated, it's like you lose a shitload of money.
Mm.
So when the championship, when you do so Wrexham, that team,
Yeah,
they just
yeah,
got
yeah.
promoted again, like 3 times in a row. So now they're in the championship. They're 1 league away from the Premier League.
Are they good, or is it just because of the owners?
I think they're just getting a lot of money. So yes, they're good because they're getting all the investment.
Okay.
There's no like salary cap and stuff. But yeah, they've got promoted like 3 years in a row now. They were like way down there, like Division 3. So in the championship, at the very end, 1 team gets automatically promoted, or 2 teams, and they do a playoff for the 3rd team.
Mhm.
And the championship of that playoff gets promoted, and it's called like the richest game in the world because you get all that contract money, the TV money from the Premier League when you win.
God, there's just so many details to soccer.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Once you get into it,
It's a lot, though.
There's no promotion relegation in America, so you don't have to worry about that.
I won't.
Like
But-
MLS they're not going anywhere.
But when they do like World Cup,
Mhm.
that's just
That's just the national teams.
that's just national teams.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's more interesting to me.
That's how I always felt, is that it was more interesting.
It's
But
like the Ryder Cup.
I always thought, yeah, that's fun. Well, I mean, one of my notes was, did you watch any of that hockey tournament? The thing that they did it instead of the All-Star game, they did the 4 teams. They did Sweden,
Yep.
United States, Canada, and Finland.
Who won?
Canada.
Of course.
They beat us, I think, in the overtime.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did. McDavid hit the game winner, but it was awesome. Like,
Okay.
but like the All-Star games, no one
Yeah,
played.
yeah,
like,
yeah. Maybe
the
that's a
NBA
fun way to do
the
it.
basketball one
Okay.
sucks. But yeah, it was like
Basketball's
it was a round robin
terrible.
tournament, and guys were playing their balls off. And because it was sanctioned by the NHL, and the professional players don't play in the Olympics,
Mhm.
so for a lot of these guys, they've never played for the United States or Canada, so it was pretty sweet for them.
But it's like you had to be born in.
I think it's born or your parents. I don't know. I don't know what the
All right.
official rules are, but I know like if you're in the Olympics, if your grandparents are from like Czechoslovakia, you could play for them.
Right, or if you play in America, like basketball, you can play for America, or you can play for fucking Spain, right? If you're from there.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Well, it's like wait, hold on. Time out. So
Well,
you
they
think,
couldn't
like yeah, Embiid, like he can play for
Yeah.
France, but
Yeah.
he plays for America, but he could play for France.
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure he's an example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I get it.
But some guys, it's like, oh, I'm never gonna make. Like some guys are like, I'm not gonna play over LeBron, so I'll go play for my parents' team in Spain.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah.
You'd be like Tatum and get benched the whole fucking time.
That's so.
Steve used to be like
I know.
it was like Scal and Steve,
I don't even want to watch that documentary on Netflix because I'm so mad about it.
the Court of Gold or something. Yeah, I won't watch it.
Yeah, I'm mad about it.
I don't like it.
Me either.
Shout out LeBron too, another gentleman's sweep. It's like in the press conference, he just doesn't care.
It's like, dude,
He just doesn't fucking care.
Yeah. He's over
Like,
it.
He's just getting his stats. He said, I can still. He just likes playing,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to win,
Mhm.
and you can tell because you had a COVID bowl, and I mean, think about it this way: that the whole debate, and I get
Mickey Mouse ring.
Huh?
Mickey Mouse ring.
One of his 4 is a COVID championship.
Listen,
it should not count. It will not count.
I don't think
not count.
How many does he have?
4. I will always give him respect for the 3-1 deficit against the 73-9 Warriors. I think to me, like, that's his peak.
My problem with all of these 4 is he left the Cavaliers, as we all know, went to the Miami Heat. So those two
on a super team.
So those 2, chuck them. Right out.
So those 2 don't count.
Let's get him out
immediately.
And then in the 4 years he was gone, Cleveland Cavaliers got 3 number 1 overall picks.
Was Kyrie on the 3-1 team? He was, right?
Yes. Yeah. He was the first. He was the
first one.
Yeah, the year they left, they got the first overall pick. What a surprise! And then they got 2 more.
But did they pan out with the other 2? One of them didn't.
One of them they traded.
Yeah.
To get Love, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards. That's not right.
No, I forget who. Yeah, it was somebody I know.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But that's right. They got Love, and Love at the time, like, if he still plays now, he's like a shell of himself.
Yes,
Love was a.
But then he was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. And we should have beat him. We should have beat them. We were up 3-2. Actually, we're up 3-2 against the Heat, I should say. Excuse me. Should have beat them. Where else? I don't want to talk about it.
I know.
So
in
anyway,
our lifetime, we have 2 championships, but we should have like 4.
Oh, shout out, by the way, Doc Rivers for giving up a 7-point lead with 30 seconds left. That's our doctor. That's our doc.
Well, we'll always have a wait, but I mean, we could have had more.
Oh, we should have had more. KG doesn't get hurt in 09.
I know.
If Perkins doesn't get hurt in 10.
I feel like, was it 10? No. What was the team that we had when we traded Perk and we had
11, I think.
But we had Perk and then we traded him mid-season.
Yeah, to Oklahoma
That
City.
was my favorite team.
Yeah.
With Shaq and Jermaine O'Neal and Nate Robinson, Delonte. Dude, that was the best team we had.
People, I think I'm crazy when I say that the Celtics are like the most, well, it's very difficult to say now. But before last year, they were just cursed because of Len Bias and Reggie Lewis and KG getting hurt in 09 and the Gordon Hayward.
Oh,
like, come on.
I know.
The whole Kyrie situation, Perkins we discussed. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there was some shenanigans there.
Lots of shenanigans.
We got one. We got another one anyway.
Yeah, I mean, this team, it's like 08 feels like a fever dream. Like, we were so fucking bad in 07. We watched almost all of those 19 games in a row.
18, 19 in a row.
We watched every single one. We were so bad. All of a sudden, we were amazing. It was, you woke up from a fever dream. It was like, what?
But then it was how many people were like fans all of a sudden.
Oh, of course.
I'm sorry, the Pink Hat fans. That was the most annoying part.
Oh yeah,
the girls who all of a sudden.
And you saw it too.
Get out of here.
Even this past with you saw some. We watched some of those Kelly games.
Oh,
God. It was so freaking bad.
Dude,
they only missed the playoffs one time, but still. Kelly, no.
Oh, no.
Like,
yeah,
we got swept by the Cavs in the first round. We lost, 4-1 to the Nets. It's like.
Yeah, we had some brutal teams.
Yeah.
Before 08 and then after 08, there was some rough points. Even when we made the playoffs, it wasn't fantastic until the new regime.
Yeah, but they were fun. They were fun teams to watch. They gave it their all. We were punching above our weight, as they say.
Look at us now.
Look at us now.
Who would have thought? All right, back to the draft.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. But no, that's good. I wanted to mention how the NBA All-Star game was terrible. That's why I had my thing about the All-Star game.
Oh yeah, you got notes. Go for it.
No, that was it because you brought it up. It was perfect that you brought it up because I tried to watch some of the NBA All-Star game. Like, oh, this would be good off-season stuff to talk about. Terrible.
I won't even try.
Good idea. Good thought.
I won't even try. The NBA is that All-Star game is just, I don't care what they do to it. It's like football. I won't watch the NFL either. Not worth it.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the Daytona 500?
I didn't. No. I don't have cable.
Well, it's on Fox, right?
Yeah, but could I have watched it?
Let's get an antenna. They're not like the bunny ears of. We've talked about this.
I know.
You could legit watch it.
I might have been able to watch it on like Roku or something. I don't know.
Maybe, or was it Tubi? Is that the
Tubi? Yeah, maybe.
That's Fox, I think, because they showed the Super Bowl on Tubi, right?
I don't know. I mean, there's times where I'm like, oh, it would be nice, but then I feel like I would be wasting money.
Just get it in, huh?
I guess. I could.
It's over the air. This doesn't cost you anything. It's not cable.
I know. NASCAR's tough. Like Daytona is one thing because it's like the Super Bowl in the beginning of the season in February, but it's also once the weather gets nice, and I actually enjoy watching racing when I watch it, but they go throughout the whole summer.
Yeah,
I ain't watching.
Oh yeah,
on a Sunday afternoon. I'm just not doing it.
That's why I've talked about here before. I don't understand. Like Sunday is one thing, spend all day watching football, but the people who are also college football fans, how do you also watch on Saturday? It's nuts.
Alex does it. I don't know how. Like college is just. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think maybe because there's so many divisions and shit.
Yeah. One thing I do have to say, you just reminded me of it.
Okay.
When we took Braden to the trampoline park, we bumped into some old friends, or I bumped into some old friends.
Oh yeah.
And they both of these people referenced the show. So shout out Nick DiLorenzo, who I know we've talked about on the show before. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So shout him out.
Yeah.
And shout out Tony Gates.
Tony Gates.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Amazing. And he's like, yeah, it came up on his feed somewhere. So hopefully now this will put it back into his feed of, hey.
That's great.
Yeah. Shout those guys out. I think they both checked it out too. So thank you for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've seen Nick more recently. I've seen him like every now and then.
Yeah.
He was at the Christmas crawl a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did I not attend that one? Or not?
You must not have.
Maybe at that moment in time. Feels like a temporary thing.
You must not have.
Yeah.
Because wait, maybe you left? I don't know.
No.
He was at our bar.
Hmm.
Wouldn't you have seen him?
I feel like I would have.
Maybe. But Tony, I haven't seen probably since high school. Since we graduated.
I'm usually pretty good recognizing people, and I usually don't feel like I get recognized often. But
you look the exact same.
That is what Bronson said.
He said that about me too. But I'm like, that's flattering.
But Tony, he recognized me.
Yeah. Did you not recognize him?
Nope.
Really?
And I was like, he must have saw it on my face. He's like, Tony Gates. I'm like, holy shit, Tony Gates.
I love how because he has one of those names
he does,
too.
Yes,
it's like a Dan Rock. You have to say the full name. It's Tony Gates.
Yep. So I was like, wow, holy smokes! And they were both. They didn't know they were both there, but they were both at the birthday party together,
Really?
like the same birthday party.
Wait,
for someone.
But did you just happen to be there?
Yeah, we were just there. It's like 5 minutes from our house.
Oh, okay. But they were at a birthday party.
Yes.
The same birthday party. They just didn't know they were there.
Correct.
And then you had just happened to be
there. Happened to be there, yeah. So we went there for a birthday party a while back, and Braden's always wanted to go. So he earned it through his sticker chart, and we went to the trampoline park. And nice. I was in the one of the toddler area with Ella, and I saw Nick, and I was just like, I was staring at him, and I could see him like, just fucking okay. And then eventually he's like, oh shit. And then later on, and then it's funny because we're trying to talk, and then I was talking to Tony later, and Braden's like, Daddy, watch me. Come jump with me. I'm like, okay, I'll see you later. So, but eventually we all bumped into each other at the same time. And it was just funny. It's all chatting.
It was like the Spider-Man.
It really was, yeah. It's like, hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? It was neat. It was neat. It was funny.
Have you guys used the basketball hoop?
We did one time.
Oh, wow.
So far.
Well, the weather's been kind of shitty, too.
We did buy Braden his own little basketball.
Nice.
Which he's excited for us. We use that a little bit. Jess is very excited for it.
Yeah, that's cool. He was like running around that day.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't even say anything, just doing laps. You like the basketball hoop? Okay.
Just happened to be outside. But yeah, some of the weather's been crappy. But no, it's been nice. We've used it a couple times. Love it.
Excellent. Let's the rest of your picks.
You guys didn't have any picks.
No, and we didn't trade back either. I thought they would have, but then they got that kid Trey Amos.
Yep.
From I think Ole Miss. But he was pretty. They said he was a steal, and we needed a cornerback too. We needed an edge.
Yep.
Or a DE. We didn't get one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. But they said that kid was a steal.
So
second round.
I loved this draft, and for me, it's thinking like, it feels weird to say that because the Patriots have always been different with Bill.
Yeah.
And his last few years were terrible. I know it's something you wanted to get to about like past drafts. But for this one, just to rattle it off real quick, in my opinion, we got the best offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love at first. My initial reaction to the second round pick of a running back was like, ugh, don't love that. But people were like, you need to weaponize the offense because we've scored 7 points a game for 2 years. And he's a really good run blocker, which is
that's key.
Which is not run blocker. He's just blocker in general. Pass protector. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Pass protector. He's really good at, which is good. I'll take that. And because this class was deep at defensive end, I was like, okay, we can get one later, which we did. So we got a couple of those developmental guys. We got the best kicker in the draft because we have to replace our kicker. We got a long snapper in the 7th, which is whatever, but
weird. But
we need one.
usually those guys go undrafted.
Yeah. But they I think they're like, whatever, we'll get them. Then they cut our long snapper the next day just to save money, I bet. But best offensive tackle, second best running back, a really good wide receiver prospect in the 4th, who can actually separate.
Yeah.
Because I'm sick of these guys who it's like you go the draft's over and you watch the highlight reels, and all you see is contested catches. It's like, no, separate.
Yeah.
Separate. Like, I feel like Terry is always open. He's a separate.
Yeah.
That's what we need, and apparently that's what this kid can do. Nice. He's a little short, but you know what? Tyquan Thornton was 6'2", and he sucked.
This is what it is. We drafted a kid out of Virginia Tech in one of the later rounds, and he's like smaller, 6'1", maybe 6'2".
Yeah.
He's smaller.
I mean, Pop Douglas is our best wide receiver, and he's 5'9" or something. So we got him in the 6th round.
Yes, but a lot of, with the kid that we drafted, they're already saying, oh, well, punt return, kick return, maybe. He's another weapon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's good. How many picks did you guys end up having? Did you have all 7?
We had 11.
Oh, nice. Well, you guys needed it, though.
Yeah, 11.
You needed
we
it
did
overall.
trade back. We traded back a couple times. Oh, we got the best center in the draft, too, which we also needed. And the thing I told you in the last episode was trenches. So we got a left tackle, we got a center, we got a defensive tackle, and defensive end. Like that's
all you can ask
That's
for.
what we needed. And we stocked up in the free agency on the defensive side of the ball. So I don't think we had to go. I think we could wait. So happy about that. And when we got that center, we traded back twice before we picked the center. So we stockpiled a few picks. And then we had the Mr. Irrelevant, who was a defensive back that the guy on NFL Network didn't even know. Like, he's like, I have nothing on him.
Wow.
So who knows?
That's pretty
But now everyone stays for the Mr. Irrelevant because it could be Brock Purdy.
That's true, too. Yeah.
So he keeps people on TV.
Fair enough. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. We did get a linebacker who was apparently he had the fastest 40 of all the
Kane
linebackers.
Medrano.
And then they drafted a kid, I think in the 7th round, was a running back.
Jacoby Krosky Merritt.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with running back. That's what I always say is you could get them later, you know?
Yeah, it's not like it used to be. Unless it's just like,
like a Genty. But also Genty played for Boise State, which doesn't play the best competition, but whatever. That's why, I would never want to take a running back in the top 10. That's just me personally.
But, for the for the Raiders. But the Raiders drafted another tight end. They drafted, they had Bowers last year.
Yep.
The year before that, who was the kid?
Oh, that's right. They did take another. I didn't even think of that.
They drafted a kid the year before that was out of Notre Dame. My cousin keeps saying, trade him. If you're not going to use him, trade him. The fuck is his name? Oh, dude. If he's watching, he's going to be like...
Them and the Browns just confuse me to no end.
We have to talk about the Browns. I'm going to see if this is what the fuck that kid's name.
Okay.
Or if you look it up, we might be able to tell. Oh, fuck.
Who was it? The Raiders drafted him?
The Raiders drafted him. And it probably was around 2 years ago.
No, I don't care about that.
He was out of Notre Dame. But they haven't really used him. They got Bowers, and then they just drafted another kid in like the 2nd, 3rd round.
I did see that. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, because it was Ty Warren was one of them, and they got the other guy. Wait, am I looking at the right place? They took Genty, right?
Yep.
I don't see a tight end here though.
I thought they took a tight end in one of those rounds.
Jack Beck, wide receiver. Porter, no tight end.
Oh, they didn't. Okay,
No.
Well then that was just a
Last year they took Brock Bowers, and then the year before that they took Michael Mayer.
Yeah,
the 2nd round.
Okay. Because I was like, why would you take another tight end? I don't know why I thought I saw that they took a tight end.
Yeah, I think Brock Bowers last year was because they missed out on the quarterback.
Yeah,
so they just took the best player available.
Atlanta fucked that up.
Yeah, yes, it worked out for them, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely did.
But it's funny to go back and watch like the live reaction of that though. But there was one wide receiver I wanted, but it sounds like he has some character issues, and I think Vrabel's very big on the get the guys who want to be there, that kind of stuff. So, which I'm cool with. It's just nice to see a draft where it's like, yeah, that pick makes sense. That pick makes sense.
Right.
We do need a left tackle. We do need a center. Not when David Andrews is 3 years away from retiring, you take a center in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you wanted to touch on your, because it got me looking in the past drafts.
Yeah, I happened to look, and the first iteration I sent you, and you said, well, that's how you create a bad team, is if you have a couple bad drafts in a row. And it was, oh man, what was the first one I texted you?
Those like 99, 2000. I can find it real quick.
It was a bad fucking. I mean, if you look at from when Snyder owned the team till, I mean, you could say RG3, but like
02 to 03, 13 picks in 2 drafts,
and they whiffed
on every single one of them.
And then there was a stretch from like 04, because was it maybe 03? They got Taylor and Chris Cooley, which I would say that those were successful picks.
Yep. Yeah.
And then it was like 04 to like 08. The best 2 players they had was Jason Campbell and
Arakpo.
Brian Arakpo, which Arakpo was good, but then I think he tore his pec, and then he ended up playing with Tennessee. And then I just kept going. It was like 2011. They had like 11 picks, 12 picks. They fucking whiffed on all of them.
Yep.
Then they had 2012. They had RG3, which I think was a win, but injury would say otherwise. And then we had Kirk, which, okay, like not a bad pick, but it was just every year in those, like the end of the 90s into the, like till 2012.
Yeah.
Fucking whiff after whiff. It was like Sean Taylor, Cooley, RG3, Trent Williams, LeVar Arrington. Like,
yeah,
I'm probably missing somebody, but in that span, like fucking whiff year after year. And I remember a lot of the names, not all of them, but I remember a lot of the names, and like, oh, we drafted this kid. He's supposed to be good, and they fucking just sucked. They whiffed every fucking year. So the first iteration, I sent you a 2-year span. You're like, well, you have a couple bad drafts in a row. You're going to be a bad team. And it was like
4 in a row, 5 in a row.
40-something picks, and they had like 2 decent players.
That happened a couple of years. So after the 07 Super Bowl, then Brady got hurt. And then the Patriots they had a couple rough drafts. They went back to the Super Bowl in 2010, but Brady covered the warts for a lot of those bad teams. Like that team in 2010 or whatever against the Giants, they had the 32nd ranked defense. They were bad.
Yeah.
They were bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 2000. Gosh.
Well, when did you get Hernandez and Gronk?
That was
11.
Yep. Yeah, 2010. So like 2008, we drafted Gerard Mayo. But he was a top 10 pick because we got it from a trade.
Right.
But then there was Terrence Wheatley, Sean Crable, Kevin O'Connell, quarterback, who's now a head coach.
Yep.
Jonathan White, none of those guys panned out. We had a few guys, like Patrick Chung was a reliable starter in 2009.
Solid pick.
Yeah. Vollmer was a solid tackle, but that was it, 2 guys. And then 2010, we got Gronkowski, Hernandez, McCourty.
Yeah, that's what you guys won.
Yep. And then Solder in 2011, Razai Dowling, not good, but they got pieces. And then 2012, they got Chandler Jones and Dante Hightower in the first round. So that was it.
Win-win, yeah.
Yeah, that really started. That's where they started to come back up.
And that's the thing. Like, you don't have to hit, if you have 7 picks in the draft, you don't have to hit on all
2
of
or 3
them.
guys.
But a couple of them should be mainstay starters and good players.
And then if you sprinkle in enough over 2 or 3 years, and then one of them winds up being a Rob Gronkowski, you got yourself a stew.
Right.
Or especially if your quarterback's a Jaden Daniels or Tom Brady.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're really good.
Right.
Now, here's what happened. So they drafted Mac Jones in 2021.
Seems so long ago.
Right. It's crazy. And the only other offensive player in that draft was Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
Now, they did get a lot of guys in free agency on offense, so maybe that was why. They took a wide receiver in the 7th round.
But was that the year you guys got like Gesicki and
it was Hunter Henry.
Yeah, okay. I'm saying like signed free agent.
Yeah. Aguilar. It's because the salary cap was weird because of COVID, and we had like extra money, so they threw it at him. They threw it. But then here are the 2 drafts after that. Okay. 2022. It's like, okay, we had a good rookie season with Mac Jones. You're really
I know. I'm committed to finishing.
You had a good rookie season with Mac Jones. Okay, let's build upon that. Okay.
Yeah.
So with our first pick overall, the 29th pick of the draft, we take a right guard. Not from like Ohio State or from LSU, from Chattanooga, Cole Strange, who was projected to go in like the 3rd or 4th round by a lot of folks.
First round.
Anyway, there's a video of Sean McVay and the GM, was it Les Snead of the Rams, watching, and they're like, what? Like, they're like, we liked him, but later.
Yeah, like,
they're like we
not
thought
right
we
now.
could get him in the 4th.
Yeah.
So that was Belichick trying to be like, oh, I'm so smart. Anyway, Cole Strange, Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver, bust. Marcus Jones, a short slot cornerback who's really good at special teams, but you can only return so much.
Right.
Jack Jones, off the team. Pierre Strong, off the team. Bailey Zappi, and these are 4th round picks who should potentially be starters. Bailey Zappi, a backup quarterback the year after you took one, off the team. Kevin Harris, running back, off the team. So Cole Strange is still on the team, but he tore his patellar tendon last year.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
Probably they did not pick up his option. Let's just say that. Thornton's off the team.
Yep.
So those guys are still on the team. One's a slot corner and one sucks. And then 2023, you had a pretty down year of your offense. Let's take some guys. I can't fault them for taking Christian Gonzalez at cornerback.
Well, especially when we took Forbes right before you. I mean, we fucking laid that one up for you.
But then after that, I feel like your now regime would take Christian Gonzalez, but
of course.
Yeah. So it's just funny. It's like
because this was that at that time that was Rivera trying to be
exactly.
savvy too.
Belichick did.
Yeah.
He like, oh, this is a wide receiver class. I'm not going to take a wide receiver, dude.
I'll show you.
And then we went Gonzalez, Keon White, defense, Marte Mapu, defense, Jake Andrews, a backup center in the 4th round. Okay. So then another pick in the 4th round, Chad Ryland, kicker, off the team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And he actually had a pretty good year last year for the Cardinals, so we'll mess that one up.
But in the 4th round?
Yeah, exactly. The one we took this year was in like the 7th.
Yeah.
Or the 6th. 4th round for a kicker is silly. 4th round for a backup quarterback is silly. Booty on the team, Mafi. But again, it's like our wide receivers are a bunch of 6th and 7th round picks.
Yeah. Them.
Yeah, exactly. So that was 2 years. That's 2 bad drafts in a row.
And then you
You're
see what
toast.
happens. Yeah, right.
2 4-win seasons, and then you couple it with a bad coach. Holy shit.
Yeah, well,
Sucked.
last year for sure.
Yeah. So hopefully we're starting to stack them now. Even last year's draft, in my opinion, wasn't that great. But we got the quarterback, which is what really counts. So we'll see.
I mean, if you look at even Washington, I would just say even from last year's draft, you obviously had Jaden, who's the game changer and the culture changer. But Mike Sanders still. And now, because they just drafted this kid, Trey Amos, they're going to move Sanders still back in.
Okay.
So he's going to play the outside.
Yep.
With Lattimore on the other side.
Nice.
So now he's going to go back to where he normally would play and feels comfortable.
Nice.
And I feel like outside of everybody else, Coleman was okay, but he got hurt. But I think he'll be like a mainstay on the line. But right there, you got 2 guys that panned out in year 1.
Yep.
Let's see how it goes. But like, you got to have 1 or 2 guys hit in the draft.
Yeah, 1 or 2, supplement with free agency, and then maybe you hit on 1 super duper star, and you are cooking with gas. So
the problem with New England was Bill was his own GM,
right?
And it's like, at least in Washington, you have Peters, and they seem to have a good rapport. Peters and Quinn, and then with Joe Witt on the defense and Kingsbury on the offense, it's still kind of like AP probably working with DQ doing it, but it's kind of like AP's thing to do.
Yeah,
he's the GM.
Yeah,
Belichick is like, who the fuck is he talking to?
Right,
and especially when his coordinators are in and out all the time. Like for Washington, this is a new regime, so they all kind of work together. He was just like the final boss.
Yeah. So if you want to take a right guard from Chattanooga, He's going to take him.
He's gonna take
Who's going to say no?
And because of his resume, nobody's going to question it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah. There was some concern with Vrabel coming in with he's not, his title isn't GM, but he's the GM. Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Shit, it's
The
gonna
guy that
bother me.
was there last year, right?
Yeah,
Or
and
the
his
year
dad
before.
was with the Packers. Shit. Blanking on his name.
Oh, this is so
Elliot Wolf.
good.
Yeah, Ron Wolf's father was with the Packers, so he has like a similar philosophy to him. I feel. But there was concern of Vrabel coming in and who'd have the final say. Word on the street is that Elliot Wolf does have the final say, like in his contract, but they seem to work okay together. And he was making the picks. But Vrabel has a guy like he knows what he wants.
And you have to have a little bit of that. Like you can't completely negate what the coach wants.
Right.
But
Yes.
you also have to, you can't take everything that he says either.
Yeah.
You kind of have to work together.
Yeah.
But the GM should have the final say.
Agreed.
But if you're the GM and the coach,
Mhm.
I mean, Rivera had the same thing. Ron had the same thing. It's like, and he had the worst draft classes ever. Every now and then, I think Cosme was probably his best one. I mean, we had more stars under Jay Gruden's era than Rivera, and Rivera was like,
that's crazy,
making the decisions.
Yeah,
like, you picked Emmanuel Forbes.
That's
Gonzalez.
That's
And Forbes weighs 106 pounds. What?
That's nuts.
Not great. Switching gears though, in the draft, we have to talk about the Browns. So the Browns, as of right now, I believe they have 5 quarterbacks on their roster.
I'm just bringing up their draft.
Okay, bring up their draft. But I believe they have, as of now, they have Deshaun. They have Flacco. They have Kenny Pickett. They have Shador, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name. The kid they drafted before Shador,
who's like 5'9",
round.
no joke.
Is he really?
He is tiny.
I knew that. What's his name? Jackson Dart. I mean, the name alone, you knew he was going to be.
Shout out Jackson Dart, because my friend's name is Chris Dart, and his son's name Jackson Dart.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude,
not spelled the same way.
With a name like that, though, I feel like that's
a
if you were
quarterback
doing
name.
a football movie, stereotypical football movie, your
Yep.
quarterback would be named Jackson Dart.
Especially with the X.
Yeah,
That's great.
I don't like where he's playing, but
Yeah. He went to Ole Miss like Eli, so it was kind of like a match made in heaven.
yeah.
The guy you're thinking of, he's the Browns, yeah. Where is he? Oh, Dylan Gabriel.
So that's their 5th, and they drafted him in like the third, fourth
round.
round,
Third
third round, and then they get Shador. They move up in the 5th to
That's
get
the other
Shador.
thing is they moved. Like, not only did they pick everyone's favorite Nepo baby in the 5th round, but they traded up to get him after taking a quarterback in the 3rd round. So one of those draft picks. Okay. So if Shador doesn't make the team, he probably will. You wasted the picks you traded up for him. I'm sorry, the 3rd round pick, because you're not going to keep both, right?
You have 5 quarterbacks. You have to figure.
Joe Flacco's there.
I mean,
Kenny Pickett's there.
I could see Pickett will be the first one gone,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because I would rather have Flacco over him. I probably would rather have Pickett over Deshaun, but that's
I think Deshaun, he might be out for the year, right? Didn't he like re-injure his Achilles or something?
It must be like a dead cap space.
Yeah.
But like, why even give him a roster spot?
That's
well,
true.
we have to
Maybe
pay him
a-
anyway, but
IR,
like
IR
why-
or something. I don't know.
maybe
yeah.
they do something like
Yeah.
that. But I mean, now that you can't do the emergency quarterback thing, I guess you carry. Well, you still carry.
My guess is it'll be IR and then insurance or something.
I think you have to carry like 3 now, right? Because they don't have the emergency quarterback thing.
You could, but you could also chance it. Just have it. You could have it I guess you could do
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
I mean, before when they had the emergency
Patriots
quarterback
did
thing,
3,
you
yeah.
could 2 was typical.
Yes.
But
Patriots
now
sometimes
some
carry
teams are
3.
doing 3, but you
Yeah.
have 5. So you like you just said, either you just wasted a fucking 3rd round pick.
Yep.
It's like Kenny's probably gone. Maybe Deshaun to IR, and you keep the other ones and have Flacco as your starter. But like,
Yeah.
you just fucking wasted. Just when I think the Browns aren't gonna Brown anymore because they seem like they were drafting okay.
They do this.
They do this, but now they said Sanders' jersey was the top selling. So now it's like, oh, now you're selling merch.
Yeah, of course. If people thought Tebow Mania was crazy, just like wait for this. And my theory is that after this year, Stefanski's gone. Deion's in. That's my theory. This kid
It could happen.
apparently he did really bad in the interviews. That's why he dropped like a rock.
I heard that the day of the draft because the Giants, they said,
And he would like tell people like, this team isn't for me if they showed him like a bad play that he did and try to explain it. Or like they would install stuff and put fake stuff to see if they caught it. And he just never did and didn't care. Mel Kiper was losing it. He had him in as his number 1 ranked quarterback over Cam Ward.
That's
yeah.
And then you see what Cam Ward did. I don't know if you heard about that. Every player that Tennessee drafted after that.
I called him, right?
Called
yeah.
him. I like that.
I like that. I like that. I like that in a guy.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. More of that. More of that. More of that. Shador, he's wearing like whatever. People do what you want, but just you don't think about the optics. You got the huge chain with your legendary thing, and he just looks silly, in my opinion.
He's the ultimate.
Yep.
I don't love that term, but it's also he feeds into that because he don't have money. Well, he kind of does from NIL, I guess. But it's like he's only been coached by his dad.
Literally.
So that's another thing.
Jackson State.
Whether or not Dion, I mean, Dion's his own brand. But even if he was just fucking nobody, the fact that you've only been coached by your dad and I mean, that's his whole life.
Right.
He's got to be 22.
And you aren't good enough to say some teams can't draft you. You're not that good. You're not that good.
I don't. Again, I haven't watched enough. What I've seen, I don't see how. I think
he has some accuracy, but he doesn't have a strong arm. He takes a lot of sacks, and that's only college. And he had Travis Hunter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then with the Browns, what do you got?
Right.
I think this is going to be worse than Johnny Football.
I can see it.
Because Johnny Football in college, granted, it was a different game and he ran a lot, but that was a whole different thing.
Yeah. And like people, they're going to take a backup quarterback. You think you want that media frenzy for your backup quarterback? No thanks. I can see a lot of those teams not wanting it. And you're not good enough. Like Bo Jackson had baseball. That's why he didn't play for the Buccaneers. Imagine drafting a guy first overall and he doesn't play for you. Literally first overall they drafted him. And he never played for them.
I mean, I was just watching a clip about somebody with one team was asking Mahomes, like, what would it, when he was going up or something, what would it take for you to not play football? And he gave some ridiculous number because he knew he was going to play football. And then somebody drafted him and like the Yankees.
In baseball? Yeah.
Who was it?
I don't know.
The Tigers?
I know Brady got drafted by the Expos.
Brady did? He got drafted by, because I think he showed up at one of the spring trainings.
Yep.
Mahomes got drafted in like the 32nd round by Detroit or something like that.
That's funny. Yeah, and Elway had baseball, so that's why he didn't play. I forget who wanted to draft him, but he didn't. He said no. I forget who it was.
The Colts?
I feel like the Colts. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Bo played baseball. Eli, another Nepo baby, had his daddy, so he didn't.
That was, even when we were young, I was like, that's so whack.
It was so whack. So fucking whack. And it's funny because I was talking to Jess about it a little bit, and I'm like, I remember them. I remember even then I was like, dude, you fucking suck, man.
Yeah, that was not a good look. And we were, what was that, 03, 04?
Yeah, that's how. Yeah,
we were like, oh, that's fucking lame.
Yep, they're just lucky that Phillip Rivers happened to be there, because who they would have traded for? If it was just one of those years that it just kind of aligned. I wonder what they gave up for all that. So yeah, Shador, you're not good enough, and I hope you lose. I'm not rooting for him.
My favorite part about this was after the draft was over, his younger brother went and signed with the Buccaneers as undrafted, and it's like quiet. Nobody says anything. It's like good for him, man. I hope that works out.
And his younger brother also played for Colorado.
Yep,
and Jackson State, I think.
But I feel like the personality difference, maybe because he's a quarterback. I don't know Shiloh, but it was like that was a little bit of a blip of a headline. I was like, I'd rather be that kid.
Yeah.
I'd rather be him.
Hot take: Deion Sanders will be coaching the Cleveland Browns next year.
Is this one?
It is.
Wow, the way too early. You're gonna be wrong predictions.
We'll see. I mean, Stefanski, they haven't been to the playoffs in how many years now?
They love him, but I mean, what the fuck were y'all thinking?
Yeah, I don't even know who their GM is.
You have 5 quarterbacks right now.
I know. You wasted a pick, if not 2.
I think you wasted 2.
Yeah.
I think I think they took Shador at that. Although moving up in the 5th round to get him was fucking stupid because how many rounds
should have just taken him in the 3rd. My guess is they are like, there's no way. They did not think he'd be available at 5 in the 5th round, so I get that. But you should have just taken him in the 3rd. Just freaking take him.
It's not it's also like it's not like in 2012 when Washington drafted RG3 and then as their insurance in the 4th round they got Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit different
Mm.
because you took a kid number 2. We didn't have anybody else anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That was your insurance. This is like the insurance plan
Mm.
because who's going to start? Flacco. Watson, like they're in such a fucking mess because of the money with Watson. You're gonna let Flacco start, and then you just wasted 2 picks on. It's not like this kid, and he could be something. One of the two could be something, but when Washington did it, you kind of knew what you were getting with RG3.
Yep.
You don't really with these other two.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Dylan Gabriel he's too short. He's too short. Maybe not 5'9", 5'11".
5'9" is really
No, he's
fucking
5'11".
short.
Someone was drafted at 5'9". That was a quarterback. Maybe they'll transition him to slot or something. But yeah,
Well,
Gabriel
that's
is
like
5'11". Even 5'11" short for a quarterback.
How tall was Edelman?
I don't know. Probably 5'11".
Because I mean, he was too short to play quarterback.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
true.
pros,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
played.
yeah.
Where did he play? Kansas. Kansas State.
Kansas State sounds right. No, that wasn't KSU. It was like a.
What the fuck did he play? Or maybe it was like a little bit more obscure.
It
He was a
was
quarterback, but like they knew he had the athleticism.
He knew right away he wasn't
Yeah.
going to play. If you watch his highlights, he was a running quarterback. He
Yeah.
threw like 5 touchdowns. It was an obscure. It was like a Chattanooga. Kent State maybe.
Oh,
yeah, Kent State.
Kent,
Yeah, it was Kent State.
Okay.
Boom.
I said Kansas. Kent.
You got the K.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to make money, yeah, draft the kid because people are going to rally around him. He has his fans. There's no doubting. There's no debate against that. So he's going to have the highest paid jersey. His dad is Dion. He's like his own freaking media. Everything.
I mean, I don't know if he ends up being the coach, but it's not gonna. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. None of this is gonna work because there's already rumors coming out that he said certain teams he didn't want his son to go to.
And I think he didn't want to go to the Browns, so that'll be awkward.
Right.
But hey,
I don't know.
Gotta go somewhere.
I don't see how it works, but
yeah,
we'll see.
We shall see.
Anyway, what else you got for the draft? You got anything else? Any other blips that you got for the draft?
I enjoyed it. I watched as much as I could. I had to watch all the Patriots picks lives. I caught most of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty nice drafting early for Will Campbell.
Yep.
It was out of the way. But hopefully we're
29.
We're in a how was that for you?
I mean, I didn't watch it on cable. So
It was on ABC.
Oh wait. No, I did watch it. Wait. No.
Nope.
No, because we were doing Cake.
Oh.
I watched some of it, but I think when we picked, I was driving home.
Right.
Because it was late. You know, we had the draft late.
Yeah, it's fine.
Drafted 29, so.
No big deal.
No deal.
I do not want to be in the top 10 next year, though. We need to be in those late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, you'd probably be like 11, so.
Maybe.
We'll
Please.
see.
Give me something.
Check your calendar real quick. When is the 14th? I believe it's a Wednesday. Because you're leaving on the 16th, which is
16th.
Top Golf night.
That's right. 14th is a Wednesday.
Is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Maybe we do
Calendar release.
Maybe do a schedule release
Okay.
episode, and then you take off, and then we'll see when we come back around to this
Yeah.
whole thing.
And there should be some more. There should be some rookie camps and stuff. I think by then.
Yeah.
Some more news. I don't know if we ever did a free agent episode. Did we? Free agency.
We were supposed to do free agency.
Mhm.
And it was like, yeah, it was free agent. There was a lot of free agency stuff coming out. Then we were going to delay it. Then we were going to do another one. And then we were going to do the draft. And I moved. It was really because I was.
You left the continental United States.
And then I left the United States and came
Yep.
back. And then
I mean, you're still in the United States.
but it was
continental.
That's true. I left the continental. But it was the
Wait, did we
move-
talk about this before? Continental United States. Haven't we talked about that before?
Yeah, because I call it the continental and you called it something else.
No,
but we were both right.
No, I call it continental. Someone else called it, and you asked me, like,
What did I call it then?
You said it too, but you said someone else said it. Contiguous? Maybe it was contiguous. Maybe it was me.
You said that. I said continental.
Yeah, we're both right.
We were both right.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
so
of course.
it doesn't even matter.
No.
But yeah, I moved. Then I went on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Then the day I come back is Mel's birthday, which we weren't going to do anything. And then they were like, when I was
Happy
on
birthday. Sorry, I said birthday after your birthday. Whoops, my bad.
No, you can say it after. I think in Hawaiian you can. It's after, but it's not before. I don't know. Whatever. I feel like within the week.
That's fair. How do you celebrate? Like, people go out the weekend of their birthday, sometimes the weekend before if it's on a Wednesday.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, if your birthday's on a Monday, we can't go out until the next fucking weekend.
Exactly. Sorry,
I
you're
would,
out of luck.
If it was me, it would be the weekend right before. Oh, because my birthday's on Wednesday. I mean, Monday.
Mhm.
Let's go out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Not the next Saturday. It's like, well, it's not even your birthday anymore. You missed your boat.
Right.
Or unless you're going to go out on a Monday. Who does that?
Freaks.
Weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But we're back. We're back in action.
We're back. We're back. The off season is in full swing. Although we don't have games for another like 5 months. So it's May. It is May 1st.
It's true. It's May Day. Happy May Day to you.
Happy May Day. June, July, August, September. Yeah, we got 4 months before games, so we're not going to be doing weekly, but we'll be around.
That's true. But we also have scheduled release. We have like training camp,
Mhm.
and we have preseason.
And if it works out where the Commanders come on this way, there will definitely be some coverage.
We're going.
There'll be some coverage.
We're going. We should bring the mics, do some interviews.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool. Maybe we can get some media badges or something.
It's true. What the fuck did we get those?
Is that
from?
a thing? Can you do that?
Yeah.
People get like Comic-Con like media. I remember.
Yeah, you can.
One
I
time-
don't know who you fuck you go to.
Yeah, I remember one time I went to Comic-Con and they gave every Tom, Dick, and Harry a freaking media badge. Like, who's this freaking clown?
Really?
Yeah.
You just walk around Comic-Con interviewing
Interview
people.
people, yeah, exactly. You just show up. We can just show up looking official. Get some laminated badges.
You gotta. I'm sure you have to reach out to somebody to do it.
I'm sure.
But if they do a joint, when you went a couple of years ago? Was it just a regular practice, or was it a joint practice?
It was a joint practice with the. It wasn't the one I went with Cheese. I think that. Wait, was it?
You went a couple of years ago.
I did go with Cheese, but I also went with Jessica and Laura, and it was joint practice with the Panthers.
Did anybody from the Panthers do things or no?
Maybe after, but I think we were gone by then.
Well, I'm assuming the Patriots did, but I'm saying the other team because I'm more worried about.
They would.
Washington.
That's true. Yeah,
Both
they
teams
would. It was the year after COVID, so maybe it was a little weird, but they should do it. They should both do it. Yeah, they should do it. And also, there will be like information ahead of time, like they send out.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty good about that.
So then I'll know what to bring.
Yeah.
Get some SIGs. I mean, that's been a while since I've done that.
Any Funko Pops?
Apparently there's a Terry McLaurin one that came out a few years back that I don't have. There's an RG3 one.
Terry though.
I know Terry would be nice.
Yeah.
But I could get him to sign something else, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
then I don't have the pop. I am getting pops. One of my pops signed this weekend.
Oh yeah.
A little horror convention.
Nice. It is free comic book day this weekend. So if you're a comic book fan,
Yeah, you know me.
I do know you. Maybe there'll be some events with people, but is it Heart? Which convention is this?
CT Horror Fest. So it's in Stamford, Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
Fucking 2-hour drive.
We're driving this weekend to New Hampshire for something on Saturday.
Is it like a secret something?
No, it's just like a
it's just
baby shower
something.
sprinkle thing. They call it sprinkle. It's when it's your second.
I know. I heard about this.
I know how you feel.
Through Schitt's Creek, and I had the same reaction as David Rose. Not the David Rose we went to school with, but shout out David Rose.
Shout out David Rose.
I think it's so funny that there's a character on TV named David Rose. And it's so opposite of like David Rose.
I never like noticed that the first time watching through, and well, Jess watched it without me the first time through because it was like a maternity leave show.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I gotta watch that sometime, and then we watched it again, or she watched it again. I watched it through that time, and I never noticed it. Then when you text me about it, I was like, or I must have texted you. I was watching it, and then you holy shit, that's right, it is David Rose.
It's so funny. It's like so opposite.
Now the one thing I will say with this show here is I've absconded from the social medias, so I've deactivated pretty much everything.
Same.
Right. But they're like gone. Like you can't even search.
Oh, mine are still probably open.
Yeah.
I just don't have the apps.
But what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to do this, maybe more towards season 3, is get on to them, but only MOJO show
Instagrams.
branded. Yeah. It won't be
Okay.
the Maurice Instagram. It'll be the MOJO Instagram. And I'll start from 0 because it's like 5 people following us.
That's fair.
We're going to work our way up.
We'll probably throw up some shorts as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Right now, just doing some live streams, just
Yeah.
having fun, just dipping our toes back in.
That's right.
It's been a couple months.
Yep.
It's nice to get back though.
Nice. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you. I'll see you maybe in a couple weeks.
Maybe we'll see. Something might come up. Maybe I'll move.
Dude, well, were you surprised at that too?
Was I
wasn't
surprised?
Well, because I wasn't telling people, and then I was like, at some point, I go, I have to tell him because he thinks I'm just blowing him off.
Not only did you not tell me, you're just like, I need to get rid of this because of this. Like you didn't even say
that's
it.
right, the basketball hoop.
Yeah.
Because then it became a joke with me. I'm like, I wasn't even saying it to Mel. I go, he still does. I asked him if he wanted the basketball hoop. He didn't even ask why.
I was looking. I was like,
you were like, didn't you just get it a year ago? I was like, yeah, like 2, but do you want it? I was like, he didn't even ask why.
so I asked you, like, does Mel know that you're moving?
Yeah, she knew. She knew first.
I'm sure.
But it was so funny. I think I was at her house.
But I don't pry.
No, I know, but it was just funny because you know how I am. You know me at this point.
I know.
So it's like, this is nothing new.
Exactly.
But then it became funny because I was like, do you want the basketball?
I didn't know when you bought the house, so it makes sense I didn't know when you.
That was funny
departed from
too
the
because
house.
people didn't know for months. You came to the house and you just thought I rented it.
Yeah, I know. I did.
I just said I lived there.
Yeah.
And I bought it.
But also, you know me. I do not pry. Like, I don't, whatever.
But
your business is your business. I don't give a shit.
That's just how I am. You know how people like every little thing they do. Oh, look, I did a thing.
Right. That's why I'm off the
It's not me.
social medias. It's fantastic. Like, we were at the Woo Sox. I didn't have to post a whole thing, but like, I'm at the Woo Sox game.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm just here. I'm enjoying myself.
I haven't been on Gram since the beginning of the year.
Mm.
I'm
I think
just YouTube.
I think that's when I deactivated my stuff. Is that? Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
We live on YouTube.
Yes.
We're YouTube guys.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
like I don't even log. I don't watch stuff. I don't watch the shorts on there and stuff. We just do this thing.
It's junk. The
Yeah.
short form content, even on YouTube, is junk unless it's a clip of a bigger thing
Or us.
or the MOJO show. It's junk. It's like TikTok. I got rid of
Yeah.
TikTok like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Snapchat like fucking almost 6, 7 years ago.
I 2021 I think was my last because I wanted a video and I was on there, so I went and downloaded it. Got the video. I think it was from like 21. So yeah, it's been like 4 years now.
Yeah, I think it was like almost 6 years.
Yeah,
Facebook was in 5.
Yeah, start of the new year, I was like, and I never posted on Facebook. I'm like, see ya, deactivated.
It's nice though, right?
See ya, Instagram deactivated.
I don't know what anybody's fucking doing unless they tell me.
Right.
That's nice.
Jessica's like, oh, I need to know when things are because she'll post their events on there. I'm like, they got my number. They can text me.
It's the same thing. Like,
Or mail me. Send me a snail mail.
right. Smoke signal.
You text me. You're like, hey, can you be here on this day? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Well, that's the thing with people like, oh, well, I communicate with family through Facebook. Like, well, we all have phones. Just text.
Just text me.
What the fuck?
You know where to find me.
Yeah.
Come
And
to
if
my
you
house.
don't have my number,
I don't want to talk to you.
We don't need to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes if you do have my number, we don't need to talk either.
We ain't that close. So
Anyway, well, like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back periodically throughout the off season.
yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe on YouTube. We're up to 71 subscribers. We're on that 69 schneid for a while.
I know because we stopped.
Yeah.
We took a little hiatus.
Good number, but we're off it now. We're 71.
Thank God.
Maybe
Let's get to 100.
Let's get to 100. That's the drive for a 100. That's where we're going.
The drive for 100 before we start season 3, or I'm not
Okay.
doing season 3. That's not true. I just reversed. Let's get to 100
Yeah,
people.
let's get to 100. We'll do some shorts and we'll get that number up.
Bam.
You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy what you see.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it a lot.
You're gonna like the way you look.
I guarantee.
Is that
it.
already a slogan?
I don't think so.
Well, it's ours
It's
now.
ours now.
You're gonna like the way you look.
I guarantee it. Bye.
There it is. You're still on the live, so
I know. I did it after the Codex Prime guest spot. Bye. Oh yeah, sure did. Bye everyone. See you when I see you. Deuces.